Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back with another action figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends series, Thor Ragnarok, in his Gladiator costume. So, pretty cool looking packaging, pretty standard for the Marvel Legends series. This is again from the Thor Ragnarok wave, and it includes the Hulk Gladiator Build-A-Figure, or parts of it anyways. Nice window box here. Got a cool shot of the actual figure itself going on. Flipping it over to the side, you've got some more of the generic artwork from the movie. The back of it has the actual figure itself, plus the Build-A-Figure and the other figures in the wave. Very nice. The other side has the same artwork as the other side. The bottom has the generic copyright information. And the top has the nice Thor logo, etc., etc., etc. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. If you've watched the movie, hopefully you have, because it was really cool. I'm curious if you actually think it's cool or not, though. The first time I watched it, it was not at all what I was expecting. So it was a little bit, I guess you could say it takes a little bit of getting used to. But it grew on me the more I watched the actual film itself, and ended up really liking it a whole lot. This thing, it's got this little tab in it here. We just cut the tape off of it. And then it just slides open like so. But the big thing about the movie that I did like was all the costumes. They were really awesome. That's all we got in the box here. So I was really glad when they actually released this figure here, because it looks really cool and it's pretty faithful to the actual film itself. We got a nice just kind of generic background thing here, so toss that to the side here. We've got the helmet for the Build-A-Figure, and we'll look at it here in a moment. Let's go ahead and get everything out of the box. We also get the Hulk head itself. You can toss the helmet on the head here, but without the other pieces, it's not going to do a whole lot, but still cool. Really nice sculpt here on this thing. The two swords actually have some tape on them, so we're just going to go ahead and cut that tape off real quick. And then you yank these swords out. Uno. And dos. That tape wanted to stay with it. The figure itself, there is the backing of the cape, which I was fixing to say. The actual cape itself here is kind of got this weird thing going on to it, so it's kind of fed through the back of this packaging here. And I don't know how easy it's going to be to get it through there. But you just kind of stick your thumb up under where the attachment piece is, and it'll just pop right off, and you can slide the cape out the back side. So that's the easiest way to get it out. And I don't see any tape or anything holding Thor in. So we'll just grab him and yank him out here. Cool. So let's zoom in a little bit here if we can. Get a little bit better picture for y'all. This is in the 6-inch scale. So very cool looking. We get the cape, two swords, and the Build-A-Figure pieces. Let's start, I guess, with the Build-A-Figure pieces. Let me move my light in a little bit better here. The head sculpt here for Hulk. Very nice. He's got the Gladiator paint on him. Some really nice detail work in the hair. All around, a really cool looking sculpt. And they even painted his eyes. I don't know how well you can see that on here or not, but they got a nice kind of brown color going on with them. So, very cool. The helmet itself, got a lot of detail work on it here. Very cool, intricate designs going all around. Even the inside of the actual helmet itself is sculpted with some nice detail. Very cool. It is made out of this real soft plastic, so it's very bendable. etc., etc., etc. Take the head, slap the helmet on him, and you've got the Gladiator Hulk head. So right now that's the only piece I have for the Build-A-Figure, so don't know what I'm going to do with that right now. I guess I'll eventually get around to checking out the rest of this, but more specifically, I got this because I was really interested in the costume, and it serves as good reference for Halloween time, which is right around the corner for me as of when I'm filming this. Let's look at the accessories first. We don't have many, so that shouldn't take too long. We do have the two gladiator swords here. They are the same sculpt on both of them. Slight deviation from the film itself. The film actually has two separate types of swords with different variations in the patterns on the blades and different hilts. But in this particular release, we actually get two of the same ones. They look really nice, though. They do a good job of actually capturing the feeling of the swords from the film itself. Kind of a standard, kind of bland-looking hilt. But the blades themselves have that nice kind of blue color to them. They are made of that soft plastic, so they bend all the way around. You don't really have to worry about, jabbing your eye out too much with them. But still, they are really nice. We're going to count the cape as an accessory, just because. Some really nice detail work on it, but again, it is just kind of a cape here. It is also made out of that real soft plastic, so it's all bendy and you can kind of move it all the way around. Has two attachment points here, one at the top of the shoulder and one at the side. Looking at the figure, you've got a actual hole, peg hole in the top of the shoulder and on the side there for this thing to connect to. So let's go ahead and just connect that real quick. Just kind of fits in there. Just slide that around and jab it in place. And that's really all you got to do to it. So it works really well. I do like the fact that it is removable, so you can yank it off if you need to. It doesn't exactly stay put very easily, and it has a tendency to pop out at the top at least. But it does at least stay attached to the shoulder harness that he's got here, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and pop that back off now for the time being so we can look at the figure itself. A really nice looking figure, some really nice looking details. The arms look a little small to me, but not that big a deal. They work for what it is. Again, not quite as detailed as I was hoping for, but still does a really good job of representing Thor in his gladiator costume. So, yes, very nice. The shoulder pauldron here has that nice kind of blue finish to it, very much like the swords here, though it's a slightly different color. That blue is kind of carried through with the helmet and the armor on his leg here, so that's really nice. The helmet itself is non-removable, but these little wingtip things, they don't actually move around too much either. They may just be real stiff, but they're kind of stuck in place there, so you can't make that cool up-down motion with them, unfortunately. They are also made out of that really soft plastic, so they bend very easily. Not that big a deal, though. Other than that, just some really nice looking detail work going on here. As far as articulation goes, the head does spin 360 degrees. And it has plenty of up and down motion here. It's kind of that double neck joint there, if you can see underneath there. So you can tilt it forward quite a bit. Get some really nice movement there, side to side. Very nice work there. The likeness is pretty good. It looks pretty well like Chris Hemsworth, so that's a nice job. They did add the stripes on his face there for his war paint. Very cool. Shoulder articulation, he's got the standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joint there. He's got added articulation at the top of the bicep there. It's just a swivel joint. you'll notice that the actual armor itself is just attached there to the shoulder, or to the upper bicep part there, so it's not hurting anything, and when you move it up, it kind of shifts up over top of the rest of his outfit there, so that's really nice. You do have a double joint there at the elbow, though you're not getting a hole. There we go. A little stiff there, but it is a double joint there. You also have just a swivel joint here at the wrist, and you actually do have a rocker there as well that goes side to side. So that's pretty nice. I wasn't expecting that, but that's very cool. Same thing on the other side there, side to side. So pretty good articulation there. He does have the standard kind of rib cage crunchy articulation point there, so you get plenty of ab rocker motion. A nice click there as well, so it's nice and solid. Twist at the waist. He's got kind of that standard kind of T-hook hip joint kind of thing going on here. So you get plenty of forward and back motion there in the legs. You also have a swivel joint at the upper thigh, I guess I could say, right below where this leather armor kind of meets at, so you can get the leg to twist all the way around if you need to. He also does have a double knee joint there, and he has a swivel and rocker function at the ankle, sorry. So twists side to side, rocks forward, rocks backward. So very nice articulation there. Same thing on the other side. You do have the double knee joint. You got that cool armor here that is actually removable. You can pop that off, pop that back on there, and same ball swivel kind of weird rocker joint there at the ankle. I do like the fact that this armor is removable. It pops off really easily and actually stays in place there when you need it to be in place. So that's very cool. Other than that, it looks really nice. The belt around his shoulder here is not meant to come off. It is loose though, so it will move around there. If you pop his head off, you can get it to come off there, but kind of meant just to stay in place there. So all in all, it looks really cool. I do like this figure. I was hoping for a little bit more detail work on some of the costume itself, but all in all, it actually looks really good. So not that disappointed, actually. It's not exactly 100% accurate to the movie, but it's pretty close. So for someone like me who's looking to do some work on my own costume, it'll serve in a pinch for a lot of things. You can get the actual vest itself here, some of the armor pieces out of it. You can get some nice pattern work on this crazy hieroglyphic kind of writing on his whole costume, I guess you could say. So yeah, all in all, really nice looking. Grab his swords and stick them in his hands. He does have, they are open hands, though they look kind of closed. Just kind of shove them in there. It is made out of that soft plastic again, so you don't really have to worry about damaging things too awful much here. You can get some pretty good poses with this guy all around. Not really he doesn't have any sheaths or anything for the swords, so you just kind of have to stick them in his back like so. You can kind of get the cross action going on here. Again, they are that soft plastic, so you don't have to worry too much. So you can get some decent looking stuff going on, and you add the cape back to it. He does not come with the mace or with the shield from the movie, so and again, by this time he's lost his hammer. If y'all haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil things for you too much, but during the Gladiator games, he doesn't use his hammer, so spoiler. There you go. It's a pretty cool figure. It's a pretty standard size for the rest of the Marvel Legends line here. And all around it looks like a really awesome figure. So if you're a fan of the actual movie Thor Ragnarok, you probably have already picked this thing up. But if you haven't, I do recommend going out and picking it up because it is really cool looking. That's pretty much it for what we got for today, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this figure. If you'd like to see something specific in future episodes, let me know that as well. And I guess we'll see you next time.